Good morning, how are you today? It's beautiful out here this morning. I've just left the madness of Scunthorpe and now I'm here. It is so peaceful out here, it's wonderful. So I'm picking up the Opencast Way again today. I have just left Roxby and today I'm going to be heading towards Broughton. But today we're going to be going past a site of special scientific interest. We're going to be walking along a Roman road, Ermine Street, and we're going to be walking past the place where I experienced a spooky event. So I will have a little ghost story for you and further information I have just discovered about that area, which might help to explain my ghost story, who knows? Just crossing the road and then following this track down. It is hard to get lost on this route. It all follows public footpaths and bridleways, and there's plenty of little stickers. I don't know if you can see that on there. Little stickers and little signs here, there and everywhere, so watch out for those. So yeah, you're not going to really get lost on this route. It's a nice easy trail to follow, this one. So we're now in Risby Warren. This is the site of special scientific interest. It has this really sandy soil, which is quite unique. So yeah, I don't know much about the plants that live here, or the butterflies and that kind of thing, but it's obviously a very important site. There was an area of mining over here, so that's why it's all fenced off. So yeah, but this is such a peaceful, beautiful place. You're kind of kept on to this path. Obviously one side you've got quite a dangerous area, and then obviously they don't want you to be really walking, trampling through the site of special interest. It is open access, this area, but still they're trying to protect it. Was once a warren. You can just still see all the rabbit holes, all the rabbits that live here in the sandy soil. So there were quite a few warrens around here. Rabbit farming was a big thing. It was quite popular because of the sandy soils around here. It's a great place for rabbits. Lovely and peaceful. No one around today. Loads of butterflies around. Absolutely loads. I don't know what kind of butterflies these are. Little brown and orange ones. Beautiful. There's loads of them. Wonderful. So it's quite a big place, Risby Warren. Quite a bit of land that's been protected, which is really nice. It's just nice to see. We're just leaving Risby Warren behind now. Now we're going to be walking through a bit of farmland. So I've just gone around the outskirts of this farm here. It is a bit of a big old messy place. There's stuff all over the place. just be careful. You get to a crossroads here after this farm, and I've done it before. I carried on walking down towards this field and that contraption over there. That is the wrong way. You need to go up here towards the railway line, and you'll be crossing over there. Now we've just got a bit of a road walk, and then we're going to be heading into Santon village. This is Santon. Santon is like a long row of houses. I'm not sure you would even call it a village. It might be a hamlet, I don't know. I do not like the look of that cloud. It's darkened quite a bit. So just leaving Santon now. You kind of come off, there's a little track by the side of a bridge. Come off there and we're into this lovely section here. Look at these, beautiful. It's quite well signposted though. There's plenty of little finger posts point you in the right direction. So we're just wandering through a strip of woodland now. On that side over there is the steelworks. See if we can get a shot of it at some point. We're also approaching the site where I had my spooky encounter, so I'll talk about that soon once I get there. Quite nice down here. It's really overgrown though, so yeah, it's not a well walked path, this one. But it's pretty quiet. I've not seen anyone today apart from the occasional farmer, and that's it. So it's lovely down here. So many butterflies about and bees. There's just stuff everywhere. It's wonderful. Lovely spot. Really is gorgeous. So we're leaving the woods behind us now. That's that done. We're just coming up to the spot where I had my spooky experience. You'd think it would be in those woods, wouldn't you? But it wasn't. It was on the edge of another set of woods. I'm going to go and have a sit down there and have a bite to eat, and I'll tell you my story. I'm just sat having my lunch. I'm sat in the woodlands where my spooky story occurred. So I'll tell you about it. So the first time I walked past here on this route was 2020. It was late September, and I was walking past here about 1:30, which it's about 1 o'clock now. It was a beautiful day. It was just gorgeous. It wasn't as breezy as it is today. It was quite still. So I was walking. There's a track just outside of here, which is the Opencast Way, which I'll show you in a moment. So I was walking past there, and as I was walking past this strip of woodland, I heard a giggle. I heard a child's laughter. It was clear as anything. Child's giggle. And I just got sort of like, I stopped, and then I looked around and I looked inside this woodland, and as you can see, it's not very dense. You can see all the way through it. There's nobody around, and as you'll be able to see once I'm on the track outside, you can see for miles around. It's so flat. I could see there was nobody around at all. For miles there was no one around, and I looked in the trees and thought maybe it's a bird that I heard. There's no birds about. There were no animals scurrying around. it was just the strangest thing. It was a child giggling that I heard. So yeah, so there I was, 1:30 on in mid-September on a beautiful sunny day, and I just heard this laughter from it was the strangest thing. So yeah, it was really odd. Once I got home, I googled the area to see if there was any sort of like local ghost stories or myths or anything unusual about the area. I didn't find anything, couldn't find anything. However, when I was doing some research for this walk, I reread some notes. There's a route description of this walk, which I will link below. I'll put some links for the route below. Anyway, I reread that, and it does say on this walk that this area used to be the site of a hamlet called Goakwell. So this had passed me by the first time I walked this route. So I looked it up on the map, and yes, this is actually the site out here, which I'll show you. It's the site of an ancient hamlet of Goakwell, which is no longer around. And in fact, there used to be a priory just up the way, which is now the site of a farm, a Cistercian priory called Goakwell Priory. It was there for about 400 years until the dissolution in 1536. And yeah, there were about 9 nuns, between 9 and 11 nuns that used to live and work at the priory. And apparently part of their job, they used to teach poor children from the area. So there is a link with children. So yeah, there was habitation on this area. Now the priory, after it was dissolved, the nuns, they just left, and they sort of like moved into the surrounding area. But the stone from the priory was used to build a farm later on. So it was dismantled and used to build Goakwell Priory Farm, which is no longer standing. That's out there. It was out there somewhere as well. Goakwell, apparently the name Goakwell actually originates from an Anglo-Saxon word meaning cuckoo well. There used to be a holy well that ran through this land. So yeah, so this area has a long and interesting history. Everything's pretty much gone now. I've just had a little wander around this woods, and I've found a piece of worked stone, which I'm guessing is actually from the original priory. It certainly looks like it. I'm going to have a little wander around in the woods, see what else I can find. You never know, might find some other things. But it's a mysterious little place. So this is just outside the woods. So when I first heard the laughter, I was walking down this path and I heard it, and I stopped and I looked into the woods and I saw nothing. There was nothing. September, late sort of mid-September, there was none of this bracken here. You could see quite clearly into the woods, and you can see for miles around as well, and nobody around at all. Nobody around. Definitely no children, and I just walked up that path, so you know there was nobody down there. Now, you may not believe in ghosts, but I do. And it certainly was a spooky little event. I wasn't frightened or anything. I was just curious. I'm always curious about these things. They get you thinking, don't they? Thinking, well, what was it? I mean, obviously, I went through my mind, like, what could it be? Could it be a bird making that noise? I mean, all the way back, I was like thinking, what could make that noise? And I came up blank. I couldn't think of anything. So the only explanation was it was a child laughing, but there were no children here. So there you go, that is my spooky tale. So if you walk this route, you never know, you might have the same thing happen to you. Broughton is about a mile just up the road. So if there's any people that live in Broughton, if you've ever experienced anything while you're down here walking your dog, let me know. I'll be interested. I'm gonna have a little wander around. Say I did find that worked stone over there. I might have a little walk around in here, see if there's anything else unusual. I've just found this, which is clearly a piece of worked stone. I wonder if this is from the original priory, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a bit of a fancy stone just to be lying around, isn't it? It's obviously been worked and carved into this shape. I'm no expert on these things, but yeah, that could be potentially from the original priory. There might be other bits in this wood as well. Oh! If you had a rummage around, who knows what you would find in here. Interesting little place. So it looks like it was planted in 1892 because there's a very nice little plaque just here. There we go. Replanted 1892. There we go. Well, it's just a sparse little place. It's a lovely little place though. Beautiful. There's a few nettles around, so I don't think I'll be able to get much further because I'm in my shorts. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything here. But yeah, maybe if you had a good rummage around, you might be able to find some more stones from the priory. But yeah, it's a bit nettly. I don't think I'll get much further. I think I'll have to leave it there. That's my investigation over with. So if there's any ghost hunters out there, if you want a challenge, get yourself down here and see what you can find. So there you go, that is my spooky story. Have you ever had anything spooky happen to you while you're out walking? Something that you just cannot explain, like a strange event, and you just have no explanation for what happened. Sometimes these things do happen. I have no idea why I heard a child laughing as I walked past that woods. No idea. Who knows? But yeah, it's an interesting place. It's just absolutely gorgeous today. So many wildflowers everywhere. But yeah, it's an interesting place, this. There's a huge buzzard over there. Where have they gone? There you go. There they are. Huge buzzard. So I think Goquel Priory Farm was actually over here somewhere. So in these fields somewhere around. So next destination is going to be the woodlands leading up to Broughton. And those woods are really nice as well. So into the woods now. So there's a lovely woodland. Now there are quite a few trails in this woodland, so you've got to be careful you don't get lost. This is a really beautiful stretch of woodland. It's absolutely gorgeous in here. Anyway, I think once I get to Broughton, I'm going to end my journey today, and then I'll pick up the trail again tomorrow, I think. So once I get to Broughton, I'll be about 8.5 miles, so just a short walk really. but it's just enough, isn't it? It's just enough to stretch their legs. I'm going to head back home, have a nice cup of tea. But I have thoroughly enjoyed today's walk. It's been beautiful weather and it's just been lovely, absolutely lovely, really enjoyed it. And these woods are amazing. So yeah, this is quite a nice stretch, this, I think. Lots of interesting features. Yeah, it's been a good one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next stretch.